Football is finally back with the New England Patriots taking on the Colts this week. I'm going to tell you what to look for and also how important is the preseason. Next, we got Jaylen Brown throwing a party at the end of the month in Boston. I'm going to tell you what that means about his time he spent with the Boston Celtics. All that and more on the Brown Bostonian Show. Coming up. Welcome. We are back with another episode. It's been a while. I know it's been a while since I've done the podcast, the Brown Bostonian Show. My name is Kevin Parrington Turner, and I am your host. It's been a while, yes, but I have been active with the lives, with the shorts. Check me out on TikTok. Check me out on this YouTube. Check out all the other content I've been putting out about sports, about battle rap, about everything. I've been consistent, but we are back with the podcast for sure. Weekly, gonna keep it up. Promise that for y'all. It's been a good time for Boston sports. Football is back. It's been boring as shit since football is back. The New England Patriots coming off a Super Bowl appearance. They lost to the Seahawks, but it was a drive in the right direction. New coach Mike Vrabel, young quarterback Drake May, Christian Gonzalez as cornerback, who's a star, 99 in Madden. Crazy. And, AJ, listen. It's a great time for Boston sports. Celtics, we're going to get into it. Red Sox, they're on a winning streak. They're climbing up the division at the right moment, right time, despite having a new manager mid-season, which is crazy. But it's a good time to be a Boston sports fan, 100%. Spent my summer. I was just out in Atlantic City. Got a chance to see where they threw all the big fights decades ago, the Arturo Gatti and Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson fights, a bunch of big time box office fights back when Atlantic City was like that place to be. Now, it's okay. I had a good time. Can't complain. Spent some time on the beach. Rode some rides, did some cool stuff, mini golf, all that good stuff before we get back into it because football is back, sports is back. I also went I went to a horse race type of thing. My summer's been interesting, covering different type of sports since basketball and football isn't here. Covering some summer games has been great. Check it out at theapp.com for the rest of that. That is also my full-time job here in Jersey, but born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, so I'm giving you Boston sports. Nonetheless, it's back to the Patriots, man. Listen, the New England Patriots play the Colts Thursday, first preseason game of the season. Only 3 now. I remember when I was a kid it was 4, but it's only 3. And I think there's a couple of things to look forward to when it comes to the preseason. One, for the New England Patriots specifically, you got to remember this past season, although we made it to the championship, we got a little lucky, mixed with a lot of good defense, a lot of good secondary, right? But you got to look for the offensive line. We got Will Campbell. I think he's going to be really better than he was last year, and I think he had a really good rookie season. He messed up with some flags, especially in important places, holding calls, false starts, a little bit of blown coverages. And I know you're probably thinking, if you didn't see the games, you're going to be like, what? Then how was he good? He was good. He still had a really good rookie season. He helped the Patriots get to the freaking Super Bowl. You kidding me? He played really well. But he needs to get better. But I think when it comes to the preseason, listen, I don't think we're going to see Will Campbell. I don't think we're going to see A.J. Brown. We're not going to see Drake May. We're not going to see Christian Gonzalez. I don't think we're going to see Hunter Henry, Keyshawn Boutte, Travion Henderson. We're not going to see none of those guys. It's a preseason. Why do you want to? And that also gets to the point of how important is the preseason. But for the Patriots, it's the offensive line to see if we have some depth there. If we have a guy that can come off the bench cold, and he's usually a center, but he has to come in as guard because one of our guards got injured. Can he adjust and can he block? That's important. That is very important. Because we know as offensive linemen, they get hurt easily. A running back falls, trips, and he just falls into the back of his legs. That's why I respect the hell out of offensive linemen. It is a dangerous job for the bottom half of your body. You don't know who might be falling in. If your quarterback is tackled from the back and now he falls into your legs, that is an ACL tear. That's why they all wear braces on their knees despite the fact they don't have any tears, because you never know what is about to happen. I respect, but nonetheless, when it comes to this preseason, please look at the offensive line. See when the Colts blitz, are the Patriots picking it up? Are they allowing pressure on the quarterback? Are they allowing runs to get stopped and not get past the line of scrimmage? That is important for the preseason. Also, the special teams. We've seen Hard Knocks. We got a bunch of guys on the regular roster that are just fighting to get a spot. And there's going to be a lot of guys that will not get a spot, that we won't see ever again, probably. And there'll be a truck driver next week. That's just the harsh reality of pro sports and the NFL. So we got to see some guys who are just going to make great plays, who are going to be the gunners, who are going to be able to get down the field and pin the ball down 10 yards into the end zone. We know Matthew Slater. I think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer for what he's done for the Patriots as a special teams guy. If we can get another guy like that who's just fighting for a spot. I mean, look at Julian Edelman, who was a quarterback who was just looking for a spot. And then he became a wide receiver and stayed in the NFL and helped us win Super Bowls. The preseason is for guys like that. Guys who are just looking their way to get in the NFL by making some plays that aren't going to make the highlight reel. You're not going to see on ESPN. But they help us win. And I think with Coach Mike Vrabel, I think he knows what it takes. The grit, I think he's been around it. He was with Bill Belichick. He knows what it takes. He knows what he needs to see out that preseason. It's not the stars. It's not a guy getting a one-hand catch. It's not a running back running for 100 yards. It's the little things. The little things. That's what the preseason is for. But also in the offseason for the New England Patriots, it's been a wild one since we lost in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, alleged affair with athletic reporter Diane Rossini. And then she stepped down from the Athletic, and it looked a little ugly. They never fully confirmed. And I'm not here to get too much into their business. All I'm saying is after getting rid of Stephon Diggs, who was a great veteran for the Patriots, it didn't rub me the right way. I mean, a lot of fire-ins and let-goes and trades don't really rub me the right way when it comes to New England as a black fan in New England. Not to turn it completely into race, because I didn't like the Gerard Mayo, how that was handled. And the way Stephon Diggs played well against the Bills, how he played well on third down, how he was just reliable, how he bigged a young Drake May up. And we thought he was going to be the issue. He was not. He helped us get to a Super Bowl, and then we trade him off. He's at the Commanders now. Hopefully he does really great things over there in the NFC. I'm glad he went to another conference. Don't want to see him again. And then the Mike Vrabel thing happened. It's like, okay, this doesn't really seem too crazy like the Patriot way. But we picked up A.J. Brown. We still have Hunter Henry. We still have Kayshon Boutte. I think Will Campbell will be better, so we got to watch out for the offensive line. Henderson's going to be very good. Listen, I like this offense. I already like the secondary for the Patriots. I like this offense. The only thing that bothers me is when a team loses in the Super Bowl, very rarely you see them come back. You just don't. It's hard. It does something to your psyche, to your mental. But the fact that that Patriots team was very young, and the way they got to the Super Bowl, Denver didn't have their starting quarterback. A lot of things went our way, to say the least. I like the Patriots' odds of going back to the Super Bowl. I'm not yet here to say what will happen. I think I'm going to wait before week 1 to really get into it. But I like it. But that's why I think for the Patriots for this preseason, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. against the Colts in Foxborough, look at the offensive line. If we're able to protect the quarterback, if we're able to move defensive guys off the line of scrimmage and get some yards in the running game, I think that'd be awesome. Please look at the punt team. Look at the special teams. Look out for those things. It's the little things when it comes to the preseason. Next, I'm going to stay on football real quick. Adam Vinatieri. If you're a longtime football fan, if you're a longtime Patriots fan, you know Adam Vinatieri. I think he's Patriot royalty, to be honest. He was inducted to the Hall of Fame this past weekend. He is only one of, 4? One of 3. One of 3 full-time place kickers to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. That is nuts. That is insane. He won 4 championship rings, 3 with the Patriots. I remember him as a kid. My pops used to bring me down to bars to watch the Super Bowls. I remember it as a kid. I've never skipped a Patriot Super Bowl. I remember him. And I remember all those kicks he made, especially the Rams, how insane that bar went. It went nuts when they made it. I'll never forget that. And also the Tuck Rule game against the Raiders, where snow was everywhere on the ground. And, Tom Brady, much like the first Super Bowl he won against the Rams, a lot of check downs, not far passes, and it was just up to Adam Vinatieri to finish off the game, and he did it. He did it time and time again. He 100% deserves to be a Hall of Famer. He had an incredible career. He also then went on to win another Super Bowl with Peyton Manning in the Colts, which kind of just solidified him as that guy. No question about it. He played a lot of years in the NFL. He played 24 seasons. That's nearly a quarter century. It's basically a quarter century in the NFL. You just don't see that too often. He retired with the NFL records of 2,673 career points and 599 field goals. Listen, man. Shout out to Adam Vinatieri. He had a great speech, threw some shots at Bill Belichick, threw some shots at Peyton Manning, but he also showed some love at the end of it. It was a very good speech, heartwarming speech. Thanked all the people, family, all that great stuff. And I got nothing but respect for Adam Vinatieri. Steven Gostkowski, should he be next? No, I don't think so. Even though he won some Super Bowls, but Adam Vinatieri's here because he has game-winning, championship-winning kicks. It doesn't get more clutch to that. One of the most clutch men ever, bro. Yeah. Shout out to Adam Vinatieri in a great career. Before we get to basketball, I'll just say also, Gillette and Foxborough, they're having a new artificial turf playing field. It's going to be installed this week before the game, because I guess there's some rubber traction underneath the turf that absorbs shock when players hit the ground, that prevents injury, prevents such a hard fall. The Patriots field didn't really live up to that standard at the time, and they also waited until the World Cup was done. So I don't know how much that would affect the Patriots. I don't think it will, especially in the preseason. I'm sure they'll have some players play, the backups play on that field, give some feedback, and then they'll make some adjustments for the regular season. But new artificial turf at Gillette Stadium. And we're going to get into basketball real quick. Jaylen Brown posted a couple of days ago that he is throwing a party. It's kind of a going-away party at the Boston Commons, August 30th. Pull up. There'll be some games, some giveaways, and it's free to the public, free to everyone. If you was a Boston Celtics fan, he's brought the team a championship. He was an MVP of the NBA Finals before he goes off to Philadelphia, where he was traded for Paul George and some picks. Bruh. Now, shout out to Jaylen Brown. Crew Love Tournament was this past weekend. For those who don't know, who aren't from Boston, Crew Love is just like it's become a holiday tournament within the greater Boston, also known as the Hood. It's in the Hood. It's at Harambe Park, right outside the Boys and Girls Club in Dorchester, where I grew up, where I went after school every single day for like 15 years. I'm from Mattapan, but it's 4 teams: Roxbury, Dorchester, Hyde Park, Mattapan. I think sometimes they might change. I don't know if Mattapan, because we don't have a high school. Sometimes it changes. For the first time, Hyde Park beat Dorchester, for the first time, Hyde Park beat Roxbury. And then Dorchester won the whole tournament. Listen, none of that matters. It matters to me. But the whole point of me saying that is, in the past couple of years, look at that. The past couple of years, Jaylen Brown was there, Marcus Smart was there, Joe Mazzulla was there. It's become a thing, and for Jaylen Brown to be there, and for Jaylen Brown to be at all those places, the food drives, the the community events, just speaking. He helped Kanye with the Donda School, and we saw how that went. But nonetheless, you just see how he was in the bubble when all those things was happening outside. With the police brutality, he's always been able to speak up and be an activist. And I think going to Philly is also going to help. I think Boston was the best place for this, but Philly is Boston, but with more cultural, more diversity, a big Muslim population. I live in Jersey. I know. I've been in Philly a lot of times. A lot of good culture there, especially basketball, music, hip hop, food. Muslim population, black people. It's a great time. I think he's gonna love it. And for Philly, it's a diehard sports place, much like Boston, in all different sports. It's good for Jaylen Brown, not good for us. But I just say all that to say, Jaylen Brown's always been part of the community, always been wanting to be part of the community and help uplift the city of Boston, and he's very appreciative. We're very appreciative of it, and for him to throw a party at the end of the month just showed how much he cared about the city of Boston and how much he fucked with us. And we fucked with him. That's why we really don't like this trade. The trade happened, I guess, because of money. That's what Brad Stevens was saying. That's what the owners were saying. It was just costing too much to keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the same team, so they had to pick. And now we have Paul George. Now, for Paul George, I'm just hoping to get 70 games out of him. And hopefully 20 points a night. Maybe 18. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 18 points a night, 16 points a night. I'm hoping we get some all-star play out of Derek White. Please, let's get some all-star play out of Derek White. Let's get a borderline all-star play out of Paul George. And for Peyton Pritchard, I need 6 man of the year type level play. I need a couple of 25-point games. Not every night, I know. Some nights it's going to be 12. Some nights it's going to be 8 points. But I need a couple of big games when it matters. I need them. We need them. We got Mitchell Robinson. I was hoping for shooting big. We don't got that. But he's a guy that can get you extra possessions. He's really good at rebounding. Not good at free throws, but he's productive. He's productive. And then Jason Tatum, we just need you healthy. And hopefully you got to be MVP level. Not hopefully. Jason Tatum needs to be MVP level this year. Because Jaylen Brown was, and we got rid of him. And then when Jason Tatum came back, he got hurt when we needed him. It's kind of the same when we was down 0-3 to Miami and forced a Game 7. He went down a couple of minutes in. That's not his fault. It's not his fault. But all I'm saying is Jaylen Brown's been there when we needed him. Now, did we win some of those games? No. But he was there when we needed him. It's time for Jason Tatum to step up. And most people are going to be like, what are you talking about? He's an all-star. He plays incredible. We're not doubting that. We're not questioning that. But when time mattered, the Game 7s, the Game 6s, nowhere to be found. Some of it's out of his control, of course, but it's just been a lot. Excuse me. We've been able to believe in Jaylen Brown a little bit more. I was going to sneeze. We've been able to believe in Jaylen Brown a little bit more. And now, Jason Tatum, the keys are yours. Figure it out. You have some pieces around you. You got Paul George. You got Peyton Pritchard. You got Derek White. You got Mitchell Robinson. You got some young guys around you. Figure it out. Now, do I think the Celtics are a top 5 team in the East? I do. I think they're 5. The Cavaliers, they looked like at one point it was going to be one of the best. Now, I don't know. They're in no man's land. The Miami Heat, though they got Giannis and Bam, the guard play is not good, in my opinion. The Knicks, they're the reigning champs. They're at the top until someone dethrones them. It's just a fact. No one's stopping them. Pistons, I still think they got some ways to go. Young team. They showed in the playoffs their weaknesses. The Orlando Magic, they're just inconsistent. Still young, but also just need something. You know, they got the stars, they got the talent. They just don't have it. Playoff wise, it's just not trustworthy. Pacers, they'll be interesting. We got to see what Halliburton does, how he comes off the injury, if they're still the same team, if he's still the same player. The East is going to be interesting, but I think the Celtics are in the running for 5th place. I think they are right now. Can they be better? Well, it depends how good Jason Tatum is, how healthy he stays, how good Derek White can be. Last year we saw him, as more focus became on him, he wasn't as crazy as we thought he was progressing. I still think he's an all-star level player who's a great defender. So we'll see what happens. I hope we can get another pickup, like a Porzingis type big that can shoot and protect the rim. We don't need him to be crazy inside, but we got Kata, and so that I don't think that's happening. Well, then we need another shooter. Hopefully, we can get like a Duncan Robinson or something. I know we got another shooter off the bench. With Hauser, I'm not convinced. We need something else in my opinion. Maybe a point guard, a good point. Payne Pritchard's is a good point, but he's also a scoring guy that needs the ball in his hands to really go to work. So does Paul George, so does Jason Tatum. So we got to see how it happens. We got to see what Joe Mazzulla is able to do. But nonetheless, man, if you're free, if you're in Boston, if you're in the city, pull up to Boston Commons August 30th. Jaylen Brown is throwing a party before he goes off to Philly. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. Nothing but much but respect for him and what he's done for the city and what he's done for the organization, bringing a chip home. I appreciate it. And that's all I got so far, man. I'm going to be more consistent. Promise that. That's a fact. I've also been consistent. Check out the TikToks. Check out the YouTube Shorts. Check out the YouTube Lives. Been consistent. Check out the Substack. Check me out on the app.com, AsburyParkPress.com. That's the full-time job. I'm on there. I'm back off vacation. I'm probably going to go on vacation for one more week this August, but I'm going to still stay consistent here for y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, my name is Kevin Parrington Turner, and this is the Brown Bostonian Show.